we are talking with Teresa, who is a destination wedding celebrant and who is available worldwide. She is based in Dubai at the moment, right? Because we never know where our life will bring us.
Yes. True.
But she is available to travel to any destination that the couple chooses. Teresa, thank you so much for joining us today for the interview. And thank you for being a member of We Supply Project. We're very happy to have you on board. I want to say that personally, I know Teresa, I think for 4 years already, right?
Yeah.
You are such a happy person, Teresa. So I remember we had a meeting in the second half of the day. When you left, I thought, oh my God, she really loves weddings. She really loves marriages and she loves couples. And, you know, I felt that you're really so much dedicated to what you're doing.
Yeah, that is so. I love marriage. I love marriage and I love love. And because I've had two fantastic marriages, I know the joy of being married so very happily, you know. So for me, to be able to conduct a ceremony for a couple and to share with them words of love, life, and wisdom is so amazing because I want them to build a marriage that when they've been married 20, 30, or 40 years down the line, they're still so in love with each other, you know, that they feel when they look at each other, it's still, their heart still skips the beat. They have a spring in their step and their eyes sparkle and they feel so happy and so content because they are so in love.
Teresa, I know a bit of your story, and but I would like you to share it with us. I believe that it doesn't matter which brand it is, small or big, but behind the brand stands the personality that started this brand. And this personality, the way of life, principles in life, the style of life, these principles and these things are always reflected in the brand, in the company, in the way you are talking to the couples. We see and we feel the person behind. So what I felt is enormous love, happiness, laughter, and sun when I met you. So I would like to ask you, why wedding celebrant? I know that you love marriages, you love couples, but tell us your story behind why wedding celebrant? How long you are doing this, and what pushed you, or how you found yourself in this position that you want to be a wedding celebrant? How it started?
Well, it's a funny story, actually, Lana. Up until 5 years ago, I didn't know about a wedding celebrant. I didn't know about the terminology. I didn't know there was something as a wedding celebrant. What had happened is that my second husband had passed away in 2015, and I took a year off to mourn, to just grieve and mourn and work through all the loss. And during that time of healing, I felt that I had a lot of stuff on the inside of me that I could share, but I didn't know exactly what, and I didn't know how, but I just knew something. I always say to friends, I felt like a pregnant woman. I felt pregnant with something new was going to come out of this loss and the healing, but I didn't know what. And then out of the blue, a friend of my daughter who used to be a wedding photographer here in Dubai, who's now moved to South Africa, she called me out of the blue and she said to me, listen, Teresa, I want you to think about something, please. And I said, what can it be? And she said, listen, I think you would make a fantastic wedding celebrant because you love marriage and you've had two fantastic marriages, but you love marriage and you love public speaking. And I think you would make a fantastic wedding celebrant. So my first words to her were, oh, what is a wedding celebrant?
What is this? What do you want me to do, right?
So I said, oh, what is it? So she proceeded to tell me, and she said, please, 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 please promise me you will consider this because I think you would be absolutely fabulous as a wedding celebrant. So I said, okay, fine. I will Google this and I will have a look and see. So I did. I got off the phone and I Googled wedding celebrant, onto Google and everything. And the more I read about wedding celebrant, the more it resonated with me. And I thought, this is perfect for me. I just realized it was like whoops. I just knew this was it. This was the platform that I could use. And I just knew this was right for me. So I Googled a lot. I looked at wedding celebrants in the US and Australia and the UK and everywhere. And then a very dear friend of mine, they have a business here. And she said, my gift to you would be your website. So we would do your website. And I said, okay, I will write the contents because I wanted my personality and my passion for love to come through because I wanted it to be different to everybody else. And so I sat down and it was like really starting from scratch. Okay, how do I do it? How do I put it together? But when I started writing, it all just flowed. And you know what? My first wedding was that coming December, the 30th, 27th of December. Hold on, hang on. It was, I forgot the date now. I think it was the 30th of December. But anyway, I met this couple and said my very, very first wedding. But what a fantastic couple. She was from Britain, living here, and he's local Emirati Arab. And we just clicked. And so the day of their wedding, when we had that, which was at the farm in Albarari, I tell you what, I got there and I couldn't wait for the time. I was so excited. I thought,
you want it to happen so quickly
I
right
wanted
now.
this to happen. Yeah, I was so excited about this. And I thought, this is fantastic. And so when the moment came, we started the ceremony. The bride came down the aisle. I watched my groom. His lip was doing this. He was quivering. Tears were running. And it was fantastic. It just flowed. And it was so easy.
So in fact, after your first wedding, when you did the ceremony, because many people, when they do something for the first time, they are nervous. You were waiting the ceremony to start faster, quicker, earlier. When it's normal, when people do something first, they want it to be a bit delayed, right? Because they have the fear. But as I understand, you were quite opposite. You were so happy to give birth to that baby, as you said.
Absolutely.
That was always inside you, and you said to your friends that you are like pregnant with something, but you don't know what it is. So the time came that you wanted just to give it out to people. Nice. And until now, you have the clear picture of your first wedding.
I do. And you know what? So afterwards, where we were having some drinks, because I was invited by the bride and the groom to stay for dinner. And so I was mingling with the guests, and so many people came to me and said, this was fantastic. We've never attended a wedding like this. How long have you been doing this? And I'm thinking, I can't tell a lie, So I said, well, recently. I couldn't say this is my first
lie. Yeah, you cannot lie, but if you say my first wedding, you will be a bit cautious.
Yeah. And it was truly such a fabulous wedding. It was really lovely, and I just flowed into it. And honestly, I was not nervous or anything. I just knew this was right. And for me, Lana, whether it's 2 people on a beach or 2 people in the desert or 250 people at the Burj Al Arab or wherever, it's the same for me in the sense that it's a very special moment. It's a special couple. It's all about them. And I always find that during every ceremony, I always experience like a moment where it's like something magical has just happened, I always experience that with every ceremony that I do. Always somewhere along the line, it's like, something magical has just happened. I don't agree with the term that says marriage is hard work. Hard work sounds like, I don't believe that. Marriage is supposed to be fun. And when there's, a challenge or something, because you love each other, you work through it. But it's not like, I've got to work at this thing. It's supposed to be a wonderful adventure. And when the curveball comes and the lemons are tossed at you, then because you love each other, you work through it and you come out stronger on the other side. But it's to be a fantastic adventure.
You know, I heard many times that people say marriage is hard work, exactly like you
No.
said just a minute ago.
Mm,
But I never thought to rephrase it other way. And I think that I'm completely uh, on the same page with you, because
mm,
even when you have challenges, this challenge, but you love the person with whom you have
mm,
challenges, right?
yeah.
The life that
Mm,
gives you challenges, you don't accept them like challenges. And it's not hard
mm,
because you are completely want to take this challenge, to accept it, this challenge,
yeah.
and just to go through. So exactly, I never thought about that phrase like deeper, but you're 100% correct that
Yeah.
marriage is not hard work. You need to enjoy, because when you love someone, it's never hard.
Exactly, exactly. So much of what people say, we've used these phrases all our lives, but if you think about it, then you realize, but actually they're completely wrong, because the emotion that they evoke is a negative emotion.
Yeah, the
And
word
we should
hard
only,
brings negative emotion.
yeah, it's
Exactly.
like, how do I know if I'm working hard enough for in my marriage? When will I know if I've done it correctly? How much is hard work? Whereas if it's, man, I love him or I love her, and we just going with the flow and we loving each other, and then when there's a situation, yeah, we work through it. We handle it, and we sort it out, and then we come out on the other side so much stronger. It's a wonderful journey with whatever it throws at you, whatever life brings across our paths.
Teresa, you're such a wise woman,
Oh, thank you.
really. And when
Thank you,
you know,
Lana.
when I hear you, the things turn to the right place, and they're completely different what the society may say. So the most important thing
Mm.
is that people love each other, and then together they can conquer the world because they are together.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like, what I always say to couples, listen, one of the things is to never sweat the small stuff. Because if you sweat the small stuff, it can cause a major problem in the relationship. It's like, if he leaves the toilet seat up, so what? Focus on him. Or if she squishes the toothpaste tube from the middle and you like it from the bottom, who cares? The most important thing is the other person. Don't sweat the silly stuff. It's not
Exactly.
important. Enjoy each other. That's what it's all about, after all.
Exactly. Not to pay attention to this silly small tiny things that
Yeah, exactly.
they do not matter at all. At all, they
No,
don't matter.
absolutely. Yeah.
Great. Teresa, you are a destination wedding celebrant. So we know that you are based in Dubai. You work with many couples of different nationalities.
Yeah.
As you said, you had UK British bride and Emirati groom. And I know that you had several weddings of Nigerian nationalities. So your couples are completely of different nationalities: European, Americans,
Mm,
Australian, Arabs, Emirati, etc., and etc.
yeah.
So, but you fly out to any destination they ask you. I know that you were in some destinations already. Can you tell us more which destination you already experienced, where you had
Sure.
already the wedding celebration?
Yeah. Yes. I did a wedding in Bahrain for a British couple who are based there. So I flew to Bahrain, and we did the wedding there for this couple. It was absolutely fabulous. And it was a full day thing. We did the ceremony in the morning, and we had lunch, a 6-course lunch. And then there was the massive party that evening as well. I did a wedding in Sri Lanka for a couple from here. Uh, the bride is originally from Sweden and, yeah, or Norway. I always get confused with those two. But anyway, this couple, they live and work here in Dubai, and they love Sri Lanka. So they flew me out to Sri Lanka, and we did their ceremony at this beautiful beach club right next to the ocean. And it was fabulous. And we had all the guests stand in a circle around us. And it was just so beautiful and very personal and intimate. And then I did a wedding in South Africa in December, on a wine farm in Franschhoek, for a couple. He's South African, she's from the Netherlands originally, and they both live and work here. And so we did this, I did their ceremony in South Africa. I'm supposed to go and do a wedding in Tbilisi in Georgia in October, but it looks
Nice.
like that might fall through. And yeah, so I actually am open to go anywhere. I'm on my own, so it's easy for me to travel. The world is my oyster. I will go and conduct ceremonies anywhere, anywhere, anywhere.
Wedding, it's the atmosphere. It's what we create. And for sure, it's created from the wedding ceremony because it's the first thing that opens the wedding. So the wedding
That's right.
ceremony. So
Yeah.
you are giving the mood, you are giving the vibes to the whole wedding reception after.
That's very true. And you know, you mentioned something, that if something goes wrong, I always tell my couples, I always say to them, listen, you know, this is a wonderful adventure and a wonderful journey. So don't become a bridezilla or a groomzilla. You know, there's no need for you to fall in this pattern that everyone else is, oh, I'm so stressed because I'm getting married. It's a wonderful journey. And so make the most of it. And on the wedding day, should anything go wrong, you know, your bouquet might fall, somebody steps on it, whatever the case is, don't stress, because it becomes part of your story. And that's something that you can tell to your kids one day. So don't stress, make the most of it. And the thing is, in the end, you should have fun. You should really have fun on your wedding day.
Exactly. You know, this is almost the same what we say to our clients,
Yeah.
especially, you know, for the brides, because I think for the bride's wedding is a more touchy, more special day than for the grooms in most
Yeah.
of cases, right?
It's
So
the bride's day.
yeah, the bride pays attention to everything. The groom says, "Oh, it's fine for me, no need," you know. So they are much easier. But what I want to say that the same we say to the brides and to the grooms as well, that you need to enjoy, you know,
Yeah,
so you need to enjoy it.
absolutely.
So it's your day, enjoy it. Do not stress that something went wrong or something is going wrong. It
Yeah.
happens. So it happens as it
Mm,
is, right? Some can be in our hands, but something can be not in our hands. So just accept it and
exactly.
just step over it and go ahead and
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just have fun, enjoy your
Yeah.
day. Because what you will
Yeah.
remember, as you said exactly, so you will have a nice story for your kids to say one day. But
Yeah.
if you will take all this negativity, so what
Yeah.
you will remember these things, because our
Yeah.
human memory remembers negative things more than positive ones.
Mm,
So
mm.
definitely we need to avoid that. So I'm very happy that we're on one page.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, and I say to them, you know, you're spending a lot of money on everything. So when you walk down the aisle, you know, take it slow. Look at everything. Look at all the beautiful flowers. Look at the people. You can stop and talk to somebody, you know, as you come down the aisle. And I always say to the grooms, listen, you can always come dancing down the aisle as well. Why, you know, the grooms can also make an entrance.
Yes,
Why not? Because it's about them. So, you know, create something wonderful, memorable, and the most important thing is to have fun. I've actually had an inquiry very recently. She said, I saw your social media, and this is our story. We want to get married. I think it's in 2022, yeah. And then she put these words, and she said, "You are just perfect for us." And I thought, how wonderful is that, you know? And that's just, she picked up my spirit from my social media. And that makes everything so much more special. So, yeah, so far I've had only the best clients. And in the sense that if I say the best, meaning we've connected. And the ones that we didn't connect are the ones that said to me, listen, you know what, we're going to go with somebody else, which is totally fine, you know? I'm totally happy with that. But if I
exactly.
were to be faced with a couple that's difficult, and you know, it's grating, I would at some point say to them, you know what, this isn't going to work for you as well as for me, and I think you need to find somebody else. And I always believe to do it in lots of love and kindness, because we're in the happiness industry, you know. I always say we are all happiness merchants. That's what we do.
Yes, it's new word, happiness merchants. Nice.
Yeah, it's the word. It's a phrase I coined. We're happiness merchants.
I need to quote it, and I will put Teresa
Yeah.
when it's Celebrant. It's great.
Happiness merchant. I believe my life motto has always been celebrate life. And life should be celebrated. All the little things, not only the big things, but life in general should be celebrated.
Teresa, you know, my motto of our business, and it's
Mm.
mentioned on the website as well, we celebrate love.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
because, you know, when now, very, very quick story behind this. So, when you were saying about website, that websites you checked a lot of different wedding celebrants, and they all looked very same to you, right? So, very standard,
Mm,
the same content and same even wording. So, I did the same when I created my first website. And
mm,
I wanted, you know, in the section about us, to create something not like, oh, I have this years of experience, I have that years of experience, or our mission
mm.
is, vision is. It was too corporate. You know, I wanted to put something from my heart, and I created a small story. And I say that you, like couples, you create love,
Mm.
right? You give birth to love. And we, like
Yeah,
planners, we celebrate this love, because
absolutely.
wedding day is a celebration of their love,
Of
of the
course,
couple love.
yes.
So this is
Yeah.
the most important why the wedding is happening, and why all guests are flying from different countries to share this day and to join this day with them.
Love is truly beautiful. And love makes the world go round, and love should be celebrated. And weddings are phenomenal. Weddings are amazing. And you know what? Here's one thing: is that to look at a couple that are happily married, you see the woman, she's glowing, she's happy, she looks fabulous, and you see the husband strutting and he's looking confident and he's happy. Any couple needs some advice, I am your woman. As you said, I'm a wise woman.
You are a wise woman. You are a happiness merchant.
Yeah.
I
Mm.
wish all couples, yours and ours, to look like they are on the wedding day every day. And they
Yes.
need to remember and to have that connection that they have on the wedding day, during their wedding reception or ceremony, to keep it all the way during their life.
I really believe I bring to the ceremony on the wedding day is I'm equipping them with these words of love, life, and wisdom, plus the gift that I give them, because I have a very specific gift that I give to every couple, and it's a wonderful, wonderful gift, and it's a great tool so that they can build beautiful, happy, love-filled, content marriages that cause their eyes to sparkle, put a swing in their step, and their hearts to zing.
The last question I think that I have is, do you do rehearsals? Are you for rehearsals? Are you against them? What do you think?
Okay. Should a couple want to do a rehearsal? Yes, I would do that. Of course, that for me, that would mean they rehearse who's going to walk where, who's going to do this. We'll do a staged sort of ceremony, but I won't do the message or anything like that. We'll say, okay, la 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 blah blah blah. Okay, these are the vows. This is going to be like this and that. You know, the wedding day is all about them. So whatever they would like, I fall in with that, because it's not my day, it's their day. So yes, should they want that, I'm all there for them. Exactly. And
You know,
what I also do with them when we have our final meeting a few days before the wedding, I talk them through the whole ceremony. And I say to them, I will say, for instance, I will call up the ring bearer. I'll call him by his name or her name, whatever. So I go through everything step by step, so they don't have to think, okay, so when does this happen? I guide them. I lead them. And so the most important thing for them is just to relax. Everything is under control.
Everything is in hands of Teresa. Happiness merchant.
Yeah. Man, I love what I do, Lana. I absolutely, if I could do a wedding every day of my life,
You
it would be
would.
so
You
wonderful.
would.
Yeah, I would.
I
I
know.
would. Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Teresa. You
Lana,
bring
it was a pleasure.
inspiration. You bring inspiration, motivation. I don't know, happiness, everything. During the conversation.
Thank you, my friend.
It's really, it's so pleasant. And
thank you so much, Lana.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for this time.
Thank you,
It's been great talking to you.
Thank you so much, Teresa. It was real pleasure talking to you.